Hello everyone, my name is Dean Lickardopoulos. I'm the land supervisor. This is the extended training video for Web Help Desk where I'll walk you through all the pieces to the new ticketing system. So you can find it at ithelp.poweusd.com, which is here, or you can find it in the Zealinks quick launcher on everybody's desk computer, um, be under Web Help Desk. So you'll just log in here with your username and password, the one that you use to log in with your computer or your email. You can click the Remember Me button if you like, and then click Login. Let's do it one more time. There we go. So when you first log in, it's going to take you to this profile page. This only happens once. You'll need to set your location and your room number. And if you can provide a phone number or a cell phone number, whatever you'd like, just makes it easier for us to get a hold of you. That's very important that we can make contact with you. Once you fill this information out, you would proceed on to submit your request. You would click the request link up at the top, and this is our general request support page. So from here, you'll select your request type, and you just pick the one that closely meets the requirement that or the issue that you're having, whether it be hardware, software, network related. If you're unsure, you can select general or other, things like that. So once you click it, you'll notice a few other things pop up on the page. Most notably is the related FAQs or frequently asked questions here on the right. This is a growing database, so we continue to add more and more self-help how-to documents for you. We base it off of what you guys are having the most trouble with that you can resolve on your own. Instead of putting in a service call and waiting for us to get back to you, you could resolve your issue a little bit quicker. Let's say, for example, you were putting in a ticket because you need to set your default printer. If you look to the right, how do I set my default printer? You can click that and download the document to see how to walk. It'll be a walkthrough guide of how to install a printer. If none of these match your criteria, you can go ahead and submit a ticket request. So here we would just put a subject, computer. All right, there's a good one. Computer will not start. And then the request details is very important to give us as much information as you possibly could give us that you know. For example, what it is that you were doing before you started experiencing problems. Were you in a particular program like Word, Excel, on any particular website? Just kind of what it is that you were doing or using at the time that you started experiencing issues. That really helps us in troubleshooting the issue and kind of coming up with a resolution for you a lot quicker than just putting it's broken and we're going to ask you a million questions to try to figure out what it is that's broken. So the more details you can give us, and I mean, it doesn't have to be a novel, but as much information as you can provide, the quicker we can get to a resolution for you. So for this instance, we'll just put I was working on a Word doc and my computer froze. I went to turn it off and the buttons didn't didn't work. So I unplugged and now the computer will not start or will not turn on anymore. So that's a pretty decent description. I mean, you can't really do much with hardware issues, but again, as much information as possible. Here you can carbon copy someone else on the or on the ticket as well, and then they will get the communications if you want to add someone else. If you want to attach a file, maybe you took a screenshot of the errors, or you want to submit the Word document that's giving you problems. You can click the Add File button, then you would click Browse, and then you would browse to wherever you save the screenshot to. In this case, we'll use this one. And you'll see it here, and then you just click Upload. And now it embeds it into the ticket so that your LAN will see it, or whoever you're requesting support from will be able to see that error message or that screenshot that you uploaded. Your location and room is defaulted to whatever you selected in your profile. If, for example, you are at a different site that day, you can always change that here so that the LAN knows where you're at. Down here under My Assets, not necessarily these are the assets that are assigned to you, it's just the assets that you have logged into. So most likely the computer that you're working on is in this list. If not, you can always search for it using the PUSD tag number 62133. This is actually my computer, and it adds it here to the right, which then associates it with this ticket. This helps us in keeping track of these machines and the problems that are going on with them, so we can tell if they're like a lemon machine or there's just constant issues or the same issue with hardware or whatnot, and we can figure out maybe replace it or those types of things. So it's very important if you can select a asset that would tremendously help us in keeping track of these things. Uh, Once you're done entering all your information, it's pretty simple. You can scroll down to the bottom, make sure you hit save. Once you do that, give it a few seconds. It does take 10 to 15 seconds, sometimes less, sometimes more. And then you'll get a confirmation, and it'll say thank you. And most notably, you remember your ticket number 3692. And if you forget, it's not a big deal. You will get an email confirmation saying that your ticket has been submitted and your ticket number. So the email confirmation looks like this. Comes in from IT support, depending on the department, but if it's technical support, it'll come from IT support. And then you'll have your ticket number here, which is also a link, and then just some verbiage, and then here's another link, and as well as the note that you entered. This is just an example of another ticket. So that's what it'll look like. So with this, you can actually respond to it and say, type in a message, thank you for the help, or my issue is still a problem, and it would actually update the ticket automatically, and you won't have to log into the system. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. Excuse me. So once your ticket is created, if you want to check the status of it, there's a Histories tab right here. You click on History, and these are all the tickets that are in progress that are being worked on that you have submitted. So these are only your tickets. You can also look up closed tickets, um, anything that was closed, and you can search by, or you can just do all and see all the tickets. And you notice here under status, if they're open, closed, new, or whatever the case may be. If you notice down here, there's 16 total, so don't forget there's additional pages that you can look at for all your tickets. If you just want to look at your current all active tickets, then you would just switch it to all active. If the list is very long, you can also do a search, for keywords or whatever, if you remember anything that's in your ticket. So let's do an all ticket here so I can show you. So for example, this ticket here, it's canceled now, but you'll see there's a blue note there. Anything in blue means that the LAN or someone from IT, the technician, responded to your ticket with some information. So you can click on that, and you can see the note. So both of these notes are from the technician. If it's in yellow, then it'll be a note from you. So for example, sorry, if we click on this one and I want to tell, just like sending that email, if I want to say something else, I will not be available today. Please come see me tomorrow. Fix that. And then you can also add another attachment if you like, or carbon copy anybody on it as well. Once you're done with your note, you hit save. Again, it does take a few seconds, so give it some time. And your note here appears in yellow. Now an email will be sent. Um, so here you'll get the confirmation. You receive an email confirmation shortly. And also an email will be sent to the LAN, so that this is your way to communicate with the LAN. I know in Trackit it was a pain to get that communication, but this system does really well with communication. Most, if not all, communication will be done through email. There will be times where they'll call, or you can call the LAN, or however, but email is going to be the preferred way to do the communication back and forth. So you can do this on your phone. You can do this on any mobile device. You can do this um, on the website. So we'll make it a little bit easier to keep constant communication with your LAN or with the technician that's working your issue. So once we're done with that, you can click back on the Histories tab, and that'll take you back here. The next section is the frequently asked questions section, which you can also go here as well to search for any frequently asked questions um, that might help you in resolving any issues that you might have. So for example, this one, how do I set my default printer? If that's what you're trying to do, you can come here, click on this, and it'll give you a or a Word document to download, and then you'll have your how-to guide to set your default printer. This makes it really easy, and hopefully you can resolve your issue quicker than us getting back to you, which we try to get back to you as quick as possible. But if you can self-help yourself faster, then it would be for us to call you. Again, this continues to grow. We continue to make um, self-help documents or uh, any other, questions and answers, frequently asked questions that you guys will as soon as this system goes live on October 16th, we can after a bit of time we know what the most common issues are with you guys out there, so we can try to come up with stuff that resolves those issues. So this is your frequently asked questions. Again, you can search by category. You can do keywords, or if you remember the frequently asked questions number, you can also put that in. All right, the next section is your message tab. And here you will see any messages that we broadcast. So if you remember, I'm going to log off here real quick. If you remember the logon page, you see here there's one public message. So if you click that, you'll see what the message was. So in this case, it was just a test message. It was from me. It was submitted on this date at this time, which is uh, looks like Eastern. I'm not sure. We'll fix that. Anyways, so here's the message. So we'll put stuff like, the phone system is down. We know we're working on it, or the internet's down, or wireless is down, or whatever the case may be. Um, this will let you know that IT already knows about it and we're working on it, and we won't need to submit a ticket for it. That we're already working on it. So that's what that message is. That's what that messaging is for. So I'm going to go ahead and log back in again. So, and then you can also find it here as well. If it's a new message, which it's not new because I've already viewed it, it'll show up here. And then there's, again, your profile tab. If you change locations, please remember to come in here and change this, because this is self-driven. We can't change it for you. So you'll have to update your location if you're permanently moving to a different site. If this is your permanent site, then you can always change your location. And if you're working at a different location here, the ticket itself, it doesn't change your profile. It just changes it for that ticket. Other than that, that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy to use. I am also available if your sites would like an in-person training or one-on-one. Please feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email, Dean Lickardopoulos. I'm the only Lickardopoulos in the global. Feel free to shoot me an email, and I'll be more than happy to sit with you and walk you through this and make sure you guys are comfortable with using this new system. And we are excited to bring this forward and allow you guys to try to improve customer service out there in the field. So I hope you guys enjoy this and take care.